Yeah, to let go. Charmers, that's the only way. Hi, Happy. How are you? Okay, what should we focus on today? Let's see. What do we need to focus on today? Yeah, to let go, laisser aller. Six of Cups. How many of you are feeling nostalgic? That's the issue, right? How many of you are feeling the emotions? I'm well, thank you. It's the emotions, right? Six of Cups is nostalgia, thinking about the past. It can also be a wish coming true. But again, more than likely, you're feeling nostalgic or going to the highlight reel and thinking about old stuff. There's the map. So as I just said a second ago, how do you change this scenario? You change it by sparking new energy and putting yourself out there, doing new things. I mean, that's what's required constantly. And let me just say this very quickly, and that is, people, and again, forgive me, people in their minds believe that if they take a small step, that's enough. It's enough in the moment, but you have to continue. And I think everybody wants the end result because they've made a move or because they've made a few moves. But let me tell you, true happiness, success, and abundance takes multiple moves. It means you're taking a step on the staircase. Okay, celebrate that step. But don't linger too long, because when you linger too long, all of a sudden things start coming at you and testing you and pushing you, and then you get frustrated, and then all of a sudden, like, you're like, well, what do I do now? You take another step. And that's what life is all about. You're taking steps every single day, right? Yeah, YouTube is back up. For some reason, it just shut down. But the map is telling you to explore and to do new things, right? So how do you get past fear, Diana? You just have to. You just have to keep doing new things and hoping for the best. Oh, thanks, Tia. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad to hear that. So, I mean, that's what my last 10 years of my life has been. It's been constant taking steps, sparking new energy, taking courses, learning new things, meeting new people, putting myself out there. I said this to somebody today. I'm like, did I think that I was going to see my face and hear my voice on social media all day, every day? No, never. Never in a million years did I ever think that, right? Thank you. I appreciate the rose. You find it still glitching? Sarah's back on there. There's a few people who are on YouTube, unless it's glitching like overall. Could be. But anyways, I digress. This is all about whether you're willing to make the moves. What did I do when I hit 25 plus? You just turned 26 and you feel like you haven't done anything with your life and it's anxiety inducing. So, Kevlar, this is the thing. When I turned about 26, actually 26, 27 is when I got married. I got married at 27. I would say, not that it's about getting married, I'm just trying to think of like what I was doing. I think that no matter the age, I don't think it matters, 25, 26. I think it's a constant do something to spark that new energy, because the longer you put something off, the more likely you're not going to do it. And that's what's happening. That's why the anxiety is so tough. That's also a generational thing. I mean, I've been a teacher for 21 years, and I can tell you that in my career, I have seen the anxiety rise more and more and more with each year. Fear of making mistakes, fear of participation, fear of what's next, wanting to be told ABC 1, 2, 3 how to do something versus having the creativity to be a self-starter. Many people don't know how to be a self-starter. He almost said the ride is going to get rough, but don't let go. But it's not your job to wait. That's the problem. That's somebody who's saying, wait, please be patient with me, wait. And that's not fair to you. Hi, Wendy, how are you? Oh, I appreciate your kind words. So, hi, Julie. So let's take a look at the recent past. I have a feeling a lot of you are going through it today, correct? Am I right? Because I can feel the energy is suddenly a little bit heavier. When I came on today, I was saying, okay, I felt very neutral today. I didn't feel good or bad, necessarily. I felt very, like, I'm not tired, but I'm not like really awake. But something tells me, just based on like the topics today, that there is a lot of emotional energy coming through. Like a lot of you are feeling stressed out, you know? And like I said, if you need to do a personal reading with me, I can do that. I can work through these things with you. Just so you guys know, I work with people weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, where we go over these topics, you know, in detail and how to get yourself out of them. The thing is, though, is that time, consistency, and effort is the key here. If you're not making the effort to change, then nothing changes, right? If nothing changes, nothing changes. And so the people that I work with consistently, I can tell you many success stories of people who have worked through their issues, their hurts, met great people, you know, gained a lovely new relationship or a new job or a new sense of accomplishment. But really what it comes down to is how much do you want it? Not how much I want it, because I want it for you regardless. How much do you want it? Hi, Joe. How are you? Thank you. You felt good yesterday, but today emotional. Well, that's because everything is so up and down, right? So thank you, Dad. I appreciate it. Okay, let's take a look at the recent past. Recent past is the Eight of Wands, manifestation and communication. I mean, you have to ask yourself, what do you want? And look what's at the bottom of the deck, by the way, the Devil card, which you all know is about restrictions, addictions, and codependency. It's what is holding you back from manifestation? What's holding you back from the things that you want? The answer, more than likely, is yourself. The emotions, the fear of what is the unknown. The thing is, though, is that nobody knows the future. Nobody's going to be able to tell you. I don't know what I'm going to have for dinner in 2068. Pizza, pasta, tacos. I have no idea. And neither do you. You have to cross that bridge when you get there. You've got to be in the present moment and see what happens. That's funny, Nick. You're funny. Nick just asked, what's my ex doing at the bottom of the deck? Oh, the Devil card. Yeah. You feel good today, but you need more rest. Yeah, Julie, you're feeling more emotional. I mean, and tonight at the full moon Zoom, we're going to talk about this. I'm very curious to see what cards are going to come through. Yeah, the recent past, you guys are trying to manifest a relationship. And I get that. Maybe not everybody, but here's the thing. If you're trying to manifest a relationship and you've got somebody on a pedestal, you're always going to be reaching for them. You're never going to be at the point where you can actually be on the same playing field. You have to recognize that balance is really important. And if you're trying to make it like, they're my person, they're my person, you're my person, you're my person, I'm manifesting them, I imagine them, and that's great. There's to some extent, manifestation is the belief that you have something. The problem is, where most people go wrong in their manifestation is that they focus so heavily on the other person versus themselves. Because here's the thing, you attract what you are. If you're getting people who are emotionally unavailable, then more than likely so are you, okay? But maybe in different ways. Maybe it's not identical in the way you're avoiding or emotionally unavailable, but there is a similarity there, okay? Moon water, a lot of people make moon water. It's totally up to you. Law of attraction or law of assumption. All I can say is if we're constantly, you know, you're my person, you have to be with only them, and it's only this or that, you know, like there's no in between. If you're in that energy, that's why you're not getting what you want. And how do you know that something else isn't the best thing that could ever happen to you? That's the issue. Like, you're not judge, jury, and executioner, right? In the sense of like, the universe is going to give you what you need, not necessarily what you want. And that's what sucks, because we want what we want. The heart wants what it wants, right? So let's take a look at the strength position. And you got the nine. There you go. What do you want? What do you want? It's like the Notebook. What do you want? Nine of Cups. You can have it. But if you're chasing somebody, hi Haley, how are things in New Zealand? If you're chasing something, you know, and you're saying, this is what I want, okay, but are you forcing it? Are you forcing it? Because like I said, not everybody has the capacity. What you're looking for is someone who has the capacity to give to you. But the question is, are you giving to yourself? You know? So that is the deep question. And it's the same thing with your job and money. Happens in work all the time, where people are trying to force something, force a promotion, working too hard versus working smart. There's a definite difference between the two. And that Nine of Cups, we have the Pearl. There you go, opening up emotionally. People, when they're sitting on the fence, are confusing the universe. If one leg on this side, one leg on that side, and you're not willing to swing over to the other side, you are confusing the universe. I want this if, right, conditional, if this comes to me. I'll go on that date if this person shows up. I'll get in that relationship if the perfect partner arrives. It doesn't work that way. You become the perfect partner. You become the energy that you want to attract. But if you're in fear and you've got one leg on this side, one leg on the other, then unfortunately, you're going to get somebody who's confused because you're confused. You have to be all in. You have to be all into new energy, right? But Matt, this is the thing. We have to actually go through the process of meeting new people, people who may not even be our person, people who are going to give you experience. They're going to teach you what you like and what you don't like. That's the key. That is the key. So let's take a look. Near future, Strength card, having the strength and the courage to push yourself forward. I think one of the biggest things that I see is that many people want something or want someone, but don't necessarily want to go through the hard things. You know, it's like learning a new subject area or taking a course. Like, you don't learn something without experience. If you want a better relationship, you have to experience things that are relationship, right? So charmers, married, and I'm not judging, I'm just making a point. Married with 2 children, you've only ever tried to get to know your twin. So have you taken care of your situation first? Because for new energy to come in, you have to let go of the old, right? And this twin flame journey or spiritual awakening is a dangling of a carrot. I mean, have you ever watched my cake analogy video? That will definitely explain it to you. But it's a dangling carrot where you're promised this romance, but it's not romance, because you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it if you weren't promised romance. If I said, hey, so-and-so, you want to change your life? You want to change your life and go through some really difficult things? Heck no, right? But dangle a carrot of some romance or somebody that feels very intense, and we're all in. And that's unfortunately the falsity, I guess you could say, you know, where like you're lured into the journey, but that's not how the journey is going to go. Yeah, the best way to have a friend is be one. You got it. So it's a tough one. I totally get everybody's fears. I've been there. I've done that. I talked to thousands of people on this topic. You have to free yourself from the birdcage. She chose the karmic partner. I'm moving on, but she's still sad. What to do? Telepathy. Those are all tests, Daniel. Those are all tests. If somebody chooses someone else, you have to let them. You have to let them. You can't force anybody to be with you. The more you chase them, the more you try to force them, the more they run. People cannot run if they're not being chased. So when you are having the dreams or the telepathy, okay, those are real things. Those are real things. But it also tests you to see how badly you want to move yourself forward. You know what I mean? That's the question. How badly do you want it? And I would say this, again, people always think they've hit their low. If you've truly hit your low, you will never entertain that thought, that feeling, that situation ever again. Never. You'd be done with it. So if you're still chasing it, it means you still have patience. Okay? So only you know when your time is done with chasing. Everybody has a different timeline. I find that for people, and I'd be really curious to take a poll, P-O-L-L, take a poll. I think it's around the 3-year mark. I think it takes people approximately 3 years in order to finally decide to let go, let it unfold. So I'm curious to know how many of you can attest to that. I mean, some people do go longer than that. But I believe that the sweet spot is, but Charmers, let me put it to you this way. 6 months for you, have you for sure? Because to me, at 6 months, I would say there's probably more rounds to go. Yeah, you agree? 3 years? Hi, Rick, how are you? Thank you. I hope you're well too. Yeah. And you know, like, again, there's no set timing, but I find usually around the 3-year mark, people are like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. You know? Yeah. So a lot of people are agreeing. Yeah, it's been 2 years, 8 months. Yeah, it's pretty close. Susan says she agrees. Yeah. Good for you, Kevlara. So suggested approach. So Rosalind, if you believe that your husband, because I do see your comments, I know you're asking quite frequently. So, you know, I'm not answering necessarily individual questions, but to make a point here, if you're asking the question, is your husband cheating on you? Then that means you must be feeling that or intuitively, or you know that. So the question is, how will you handle the situation? Because anybody can pull cards on the topic. There's so many reasons behind what could be happening. So you might ask your husband, you might make a decision on what you want out of the relationship. But it tells me that if you're asking the question, not there's anything wrong with asking questions, then you must already know the answer or feel the answer. So a lot of people, yeah, Julie, I understand the grieving. 2 years, 8 months, still grieving. It takes time. It takes time. Thank you, Alexis. I appreciate it. So suggested approach is healing. You can't even make it up, the star card. Healing, rest, rejuvenation, working on oneself, but putting yourself out there all at the same time. Oh, thank you, Febit. I appreciate it. And with that, we have here book burning. You've got to burn the narrative of the past. You got to let go of the old story. The problem is that most people have a story that they're not letting go of. They're just not letting go, right? I'm this way because this happened to me. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And if you're willing to learn the lessons, then things will get better, right? Good morning. I'm in Toronto, Canada. So let's take a look at what do we need to know. Scott, I do personal readings. The link is in my bio. 7 of Pentacles. The seed is planted. It's not going to harvest overnight. But you will harvest in due time. None of this happens right away. Thank you, Alexis. None of this happens right away. But this is anxiety and worry. This is somebody who's saying this is not happening quickly enough for me. You know? So if you're feeling like things are not moving quickly enough, the longer you take to move yourself forward, the longer you're keeping yourself from the things that you really desire. So if you want love, if you want a relationship, if you want a new job, if you want a new life, the longer you hold yourself back, the longer you're going to wait. The more you wait, the more you wait. That's really what it comes down to. Yes, Toronto. And there's the fish hook. So somebody, this is my point. Somebody feels powerless. Feels powerless because we have put the energy into someone else's hands. Waiting on somebody means you have no power. It means you're waiting on someone to choose you, to love you, to give to you, when in reality, you can do that all right now, today, tonight, if you choose so. Right? Okay, let's take a look at the hope and or fear. 10 of Swords, got to let something go. The hope is that you're going to let it go. You're going to end the cycle. You're going to have something new. The fear is letting it go and having a new cycle. But again, how do you know something isn't going to be the best thing that ever happens to you, right? Oh, we do. We have a good mix all over the world. We sure do. I'm very lucky. So, exactly. You know, because grief is a terrible beast. It sure is. Hi, Dwayne. I'm well, thank you. How are you? Hi, Calliope. How are you doing today? So the worry beads. I mean, look, the fear here is what's next. It's fear of the unknown. But again, as I say, how do you know something's not going to be the best thing that ever happened to you? If you are in negative energy and you think something's going to be bad, it's going to be bad. So let's take a look at the probable outcome right now. Eight of Pentacles, there's work to do. And I'm always saying, you know, you have to work smart, not hard. Working hard at something, pushing something, forcing something doesn't get you what you want. Okay? Working smart, networking, taking the right steps, right? Doing for you is going to get you what you desire. And so let's take our last card before I go, because like I said, I got to get ready for tonight. And happening now. You can do this right now. Oh, thanks, Billy. It's nice to see you. I know it has been a while. I'm glad. I appreciate that when you say you needed this. It's never easy to be hack, as you know, you guys call me, hard ass Kelly. I say this to you with absolute love. Like, I don't say these things to hurt you. I say these things to be honest to you, because there are so many people out here who will lie to you. They will lie to you just to sell you card readings, just to, you know, keep you coming back for more. And I mean, hey, I don't comment on other people's business, but my point is, if you want real change in your life, that's why you're here. That's why people do sessions with me. That's why people come to me. They come to me for real talk and no fluff. I'm not going to fluff you, because I want you to have the best of the best of the best, genuinely. And so sometimes that means being really honest and telling you things even when it's not easy. I appreciate that, because I thank you. You know? Oh, thanks, Kevlar. I appreciate it. You too. Thank you. I really do appreciate your kind words. So let's do one last one here. Sapphire. You have the mental force. You do. You do. Spiritual insight. You have the power, strength, and kindness. But you have to be kind to yourself. You have to be kind to yourself. Hi, Eleanor. That's the issue. You know, we're often very kind to other people and yet very hard on ourselves. So anyways, I wish you all a wonderful rest of your night. I'll see if I can hop on live tomorrow. But tonight is the full moon Zoom. Oh, thanks, Karen. I really do appreciate that. No, I am very sincere. I mean it. I'm telling you things that I know even from personal experience. I would never tell you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. This keeps me accountable too. You all keep me accountable. I'm not going to go tell you to go detach and then me go chase somebody. It's not going to happen. So thank you, Kath. Happy full moon to you too. Thanks, Kat. I appreciate it. Thanks, Meredith. I appreciate it, Tia. So yeah, if you still want to join me for the full moon Zoom, we're starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. The link is in my bio, my website. Again, 6 p.m. We're going to be on there for a couple hours, and we're going to talk about the energies. And oh, that's okay, because I no worries. It was. We always have a good time. And I know some people can't make it, and that's okay, but there will be a recording, and I'll send you a mini moon reading by the next new moon, right? Just to check in and see where things are at. So that's all included in the price for tonight. Okay. Thank you, Diana. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Eleanor. Hi, Lee girl. How are you? Oh, nice, Lucia. Good for you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. I know, Tia. Always nice to see you, though. Even just for a little bit. All right, Sarah. Have a wonderful night. And I'll talk to you all soon. Okay? Oh, thank you, Matt. I really appreciate it. Good. Okay, Instagram, have a wonderful rest of your night, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye. Okay, YouTube, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful rest of your night, and we shall speak soon.